Hey guys, I just wanted to say, one thing that you can learn from what I'm going through. Don't judge somebody else's experience, especially when they're in the middle of a crisis and they're fighting for their lives. Don't, especially if it's something they already preach. Like, I always tell you guys to stay in the moment. And I always tell you that whatever you think about a lot and put your attention on, you're going to create more of, right? So getting these comments from you guys sometimes is like, don't you think I know that? Or like comments like, well, why don't you just go sleep at a park? Oh, okay. You don't think I've racked my brain? Like overworked my brain sometimes trying to come up with the solutions to some of these things. So don't be so quick. Don't be so quick to just say anything. Try being the observer. Just don't say anything. If you can't say anything like encouraging, because everybody is on their own unique path. Giving unsolicited advice, especially stuff that's obvious, all you're going to do is you're going to shame them and you're going to make them feel wrong and bad on top of having to survive and not having any sleep and feeling sick and all kinds of things they're going through. That's just a really shitty thing to do to somebody when they're going through a crisis, okay? So learn to keep your mouth shut. I know, watch my no bullshit video, okay? Learn to keep your freaking mouth shut, because those things that you're projecting onto the other person, in other words, you're like judging that they should be more blah, 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 whatever that is, that's obviously something about you that you need to reflect on. You have something in your life that's much more simple than how you're looking at it. So instead of talking to a public figure that's in the middle of a crisis and judging them or not thinking about how it's going to affect them in the middle of what they're going through, keep it to yourself and reflect on what you're wanting to say to them and look at yourself. That's what we're all here to do. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at myself. I've wanted to hate these people. I've wanted to be so angry at them. And I keep coming back to a place of compassion and love, because I'm choosing that. Am I aware of the law of attraction? And the more you talk about something, the more it creates something. Absolutely. But what I'm more aware of is that we need to honor our process as people. We all go at the pace that we go at, and we all learn along the way. And first and foremost, I listen to God. Now, somebody made another jackass comment a while ago. I know that God says that you should X, Y, Z, but there should never, ever, ever be that comment. Never. You don't know how to live your life if you would even say that to me. How dare you say that to one of God's people? There is no such thing as, well, God's telling you this. I know, but no, hell, fucking no. No. There is God said to, so I. Period. I'm trying to teach you guys. Don't listen to the fucking judgments of the planet, okay? Don't sit there and go, don't do it with the Bible. Don't do it with all the fucking religious people trying to tell you that you only have to talk about positive things. You're not allowed to talk about all the stuff or you're going to attract it. God has told me, put out this video and talk about this specifically. And I want you to sound like this. And I want you to act like this. I want you to really put it in their face. Because he knows the people that I'm dealing with. He knows what they need to hear at any given moment, okay? I trust my guidance from God. That's what I listen to. I don't go, well, God, I would listen to you, but the law of attraction says that the more I talk about it, the more I'm going to create it. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to listen to you, God. Sorry. God knows what he's doing. So in between my bouts of being upset on my channel and speaking my truth and being really adamant about some bullshit, and swearing and all that stuff, I am enlightening. I've been enlightened. I go quiet. I get in my power. I take all my power back. I come right back to balance. So don't sit here and tell me what to do, okay? I know how to take care of myself. I'm very emotionally mature. That's why I have a channel where I'm coaching people on how to do what I do. I would not be able to survive the situation I'm in if I wasn't as intelligent and emotionally mature as I am. And trust me, if I were to listen to your advice, none of this would have been the way it is. So how about you just observe, okay? That's our job anyway. Observe and mind our own business. Watch how it unfolds, okay? And then you can say whether that worked out or not, okay? Seriously. Try not having the answer for everybody that you hear or watch. Not having to correct people, because that's your own lack of self-love. You know, you hear people sing bad. Do you really have to say something, or can you appreciate something about how they're singing and love them for who they are and their own uniqueness? You know, their hair is a certain way that you don't like. Do you really have to say something about that? Do you really have to say, you know, you'd be prettier with straight hair? And no, that's your own insecurity about your own hair. If you're having to tell me about the law of attraction and that I shouldn't be talking about this stuff on my channel because it's going to attract more, you need to take a look at what that means in your life. You need to, everybody on the planet needs to learn to mind their own business. If that's the biggest thing, that's what Byron Katie's work is all about too. If something bothers you enough that you want to say it to the person, that is your shit. And if you do it here, while I'm trying to work through my story here, and I'm doing my own process, and I'm listening to God and doing as He says to do, and I'm moving and acting like Him, and He's saving my life at every turn, I'm certainly not going to listen to you over Him. Okay? Seriously, like, people need to, they need to shut their mouths. They seriously need to shut their mouths. You know, that if you don't have something good to say, don't say it at all. That's it's so true. But especially if someone's going through a tough time. And I now know that too, because I'm sure I've done that to people before. I know I have. It's called unsolicited advice. That means somebody did not ask you for it. And do you really think that I don't know that information that I preach all the time? Do you really think that I haven't thought about going and sleeping in the park? Do you really think I haven't tried that? You really think I'm that stupid? That's so insulting. So keep your comments to yourself. In fact, go do Byron Katie on it. And I'm talking to myself here too. If I get triggered by anything out there, I learn to love it. And I go, oh, if I were watching me right now, I'd be absolutely fucking fascinated. I'd be like, this is one of the brightest, most intelligent, most compassionate, loving people I've ever seen in my life. And all she talks about is enlightenment. She knows the fuck what she's doing. I've never seen somebody have a relationship with God like she does. I want to see how this works out. I want to see what's going on here. I would take a back seat and I'd just be like, okay. And I'd be rooting me on and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Look at her go. And I would watch and I would see and I'd keep my mouth shut unless I had something encouraging to say, because I would know that she's going through a tough time. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm just a reflection of what you're insecure about. Even the bad guys. They only hate me because they don't love themselves. They only hate me because they wish they could be like me. But instead of reflecting on that, instead of going, well, I could actually be like that. I could start standing up and having boundaries. I could start doing this, that. I could start telling the truth no matter what it does to me. You know? Instead of doing that and reflecting, instead of minding their own business, they lash out at me and get angry at me and hate me. It's so convenient. But think of all the changes that we would make if we mind our own business and the things that trigger us, we actually reflect on and do something about it and actually see that it's us. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Leave other people, surrender. I'm learning a lot about surrender right now. There's a lot about what I'm going through where I know it's a moment where I got to be like, you know what, God, I'm not going to try to figure this out. You got this. There are a lot of moments like that I've had, right? I always come back to surrender. So I'll have these little peaks of, making these videos as he tells me to, but I come right back to peace. It's important. It's super important. But you can go back and forth as long as you keep balancing it out. Just like with anything in life. It's like if you've got problems at work or your marriage or whatever, you're going to go up and down and get emotional sometimes and get in and learn and grow. And you say, oh man, I should have not tried to control that so much. I should have surrendered. But it's a process. We can't all just be walking around, perfect people all the time. It's ridiculous to even compare yourself to that. So honor my uniqueness, respect my uniqueness. Take a look at yourself. If you're getting upset about anything that I say, just reflect on yourself. I'm not the one making you mad. You're mad at yourself. What is it that you're mad at yourself about? Or if you feel like making that comment, how does that comment actually apply to you? And don't write the comment if it's something that isn't encouraging. Okay? So as I'm learning and growing through this experience, I'm sharing some of these things with you. Some of these things I can't talk about right now for obvious reasons. Because I'm in the middle of this. They're still attacking me. They're still coming after me. They're relentless. They don't stop. They don't stop. It's like somebody removed their brain. Like the logic is just gone. They're not people anymore. They're just completely taken over by some kind of a demon program. I don't know. So just honor where I'm at, please. Honor and respect where I'm at. Look forward to the outcome of this. Be praying for me. Be excited for me. Know that I'm an incredible warrior and I am making it through this with flying colors. I've already won and had the victory. They just don't accept it yet. They're in denial. That's a fact. So just please, this is just a reminder. Always mind your own business. Always, 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 always. Do not give a shit what anybody else needs to learn or do or change about themselves. Ever. Ever. Never. That's why I talk about Byron Katie so much. It teaches you to always just look at yourself. It's not that hard, and it doesn't hurt as much as you think it will. You got to keep busting the ego open. Keep cracking that ego open. That's how you lose the grip of the demons over you in your life. That's how you soften your heart. That's how you become strong. That's how you become empowered. By minding your own business and only looking at things that you need to change, not what anybody else needs to do different, okay? So I'm looking forward, to continuing this journey with you wherever it's leading. And, I appreciate that you are here cheering me on like you are. Many of you are doing exactly as I'm saying. And I really, really appreciate you guys so, so much. Please also let me know if you're having trouble reaching that cop, because some people have said that it's like very difficult to get a hold of him, of course. So it's, this is a big deal. This is a bigger deal than I ever knew. This has been evolving since I've been going through it, but it's like, just the city is hundreds of people. This is going to save so many lives. Me bringing light to all of this. But when this story goes viral, which it's been predicted to, we're going to save hundreds of thousands or millions of lives. So we're just working on Wichita Falls, Texas right now, but they're all going down because all the chosen ones are speaking truth, just like me. And if we listened to your advice and only talked about the good stuff, we wouldn't be chosen ones now, would we? We wouldn't be the warriors we are now, would we? We wouldn't be speaking the truth and exposing these guys now, would we? That's why I don't listen to you, and I listen to God. Okay? And then I keep coming into balance, and I keep coming into balance, and I keep coming into balance. It's very important that you keep coming into the present moment. She brought out Big Mama, so I obviously said something right. She listens to my tone. Whenever I start talking and making a video, she stops everything and listens. So she's ready to blast me, and I don't give a shit. Because truth is more important than any torment or torture. She can give me all she got. That's what we need to stand for right now. That's the courage we need to have. All right? So, and the courage takes courage to look at yourself. It takes courage to want to put the kibosh and put the lid on the ego. It takes courage not to listen to those demons that are telling you to hate someone. Instead of just reflecting on yourself and healing, you know? So, anyway, I love you guys. I hope something that I said was helpful to you, or maybe just a good reminder. This is my public platform. That's why I give advice. You guys are here to listen to my advice. It is solicited, or you wouldn't be here, okay? I can talk about this stuff because this is what I do. I help people grow. I help them become more powerful. And I try to be the best example of that as I can be. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you later.